What is going on, Cog Squad? If you haven't heard the big news, because we got some big news here. If you missed it, if you missed Brooke's video, you have not heard the big news. And that is Miss Tater, Taterbug, our miniature Hereford, is pregnant per a 92% accurate pregnancy test. And there's signs too. She's got some nice sized udders now. She's breathing different. Her tail's over to the side, and she's a wide load. I mean, Tater's always been a wide load, but she's extra wide load now. So we're feeling fairly confident that Tater's pregnant. And not only is Tater pregnant, we think Tater is getting close, honestly. Per the test, according to that color, it could either be early term or late term. It's definitely not early term because Tater's been here 3 months. It takes 9 months for a cow to be pregnant. She's been here, or, to be pregnant total time. You know what I mean. She's been here 3 months. Moody is fixed. He's a steer, so there's nothing going on there. But Tater was around a little mini bull at Chestnut Hills Farmstead where she came from. So, yeah. Plus the fact how big she is and her udders are showing and she's kind of breathing a little different. That is pretty good indications that I don't think it's going to be that long. So we may have our first ever calf here on the farm, which was not planned and very unexpected, to say the least. But we are excited. Of course, along with excitement is nervousness. We don't want any issues or anything like that. So fingers crossed, all goes well. We are excited to possibly have a little baby calf running around here on the farm. And y'all know as soon as something happens, y'all be the first to know. And this weather, man, it has been, we've had this little gloomy, I don't know, the sun comes in and out, but it's really just gloomy like, high humidity, kind of misty like weather. I don't like it. I want to see the sunshine. By the time this video comes out, we will have a Super Bowl winner. I don't know if Peaches was right or not. Hopefully she was right. But when I'm recording this video, we haven't declared a Super Bowl champion yet. And speaking of Peaches and her sidekick pocket, I have got to tell y'all something. So y'all, we were recently in a feed store and we ran across a good friend of ours, Mr. Jerry. What's going on, Jerry? And Jerry watches the channel. But here's the cool thing about Jerry. Jerry is a hardcore, lifelong horse rancher. Professional horse rancher, professional horse person. If there's anything to know about horses, or if we ever got questions about a horse, or anything dealing with horses, period, we can always turn to Mr. Jerry. Jerry is hardcore, has been, eats, sleeps, drinks, lives horses. And so we've talked to Jerry. When we see Jerry, not all the time, but we do run across him from time to time at feed stores and whatnot. And we've talked to Jerry about possibly owning a horse again. I used to own horses in the past and love horses. Been around horses a lot. Granddaddy had horses, and I was around horses with Granddaddy. And actually, Granddaddy had me a horse. And anyways, long story short, we got rid of horses, and this was before YouTube. And I kind of get the bug from time to time about owning horses and riding horses again, but never pulled the trigger yet. And Jerry saw the video and said, "Hey, look, I noticed y'all got a horse now. Mini horse." I said, "Yes, sir, we do." He said, "I got to tell y'all something. Y'all's horse and pig, that relationship right there," he said, "that is, in his opinion, because he's been around horses, been around pigs, he's a farmer," he said, "that relationship is rare." He said, generally speaking, with his experience over the years, horses don't like pigs. They do not like pigs. And he said the fact that your horse's best friend is a pig and vice versa, he said that absolutely blows my mind. He said, I cannot believe they get along so well. I said, Jerry, not only do they get along so well, man, and we got cameras all on the farm, and we got some in the barn, and there's some that show on the pastures and stuff. And I said, look at this. This is almost every night. Well, I'm sure it is every night. We just don't see it. But Pocket literally sleeps beside Peaches every night. And he said, y'all, I cannot believe that relationship at all. And then I explained to Jerry, I said, not only that, I said, we've had Peaches going on, I think Peaches is 9 going on 10 or either 10 going on 11. Peaches have been here a while. Our oldest farm animal is Peaches. And I said, Jerry, not only has Peaches befriended Pocket, I said, Peaches, you know, our oldest farm animal has never really cared for any other farm animal we've ever owned, ever. We have gotten her tried to get her friends in the past. Nope. Peaches had a friend named Marshall one time, who was a male potbelly pig who was fixed, and Peaches did not like Marshall at all. She did not care for him, and bless his heart, Marshall tried his best to be friends with Peaches. He made her beds, he'd bring her food, and Peaches would take full advantage of Marshall now. She would take all his offerings, but she didn't like him. She'd run him off and whatnot. Peaches. Oh goodness. So right now I'm Peaches scratching post. But she didn't care for Marshall. She didn't like Loretta. Her and Loretta are like oil and water. Did not care for Loretta one bit. They fought like cats and dogs. It was like Ollie and Frazier with these two right here. How many eggs we got? $100,000 worth. $100,000 worth. You about right. 3 dozen eggs. Oh, but over the years, Peaches has never, ever, 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 ever showed an interest in any animal here, ever, except Pocket. I never in a million years thought that Peaches would befriend Pocket like she did. Now, I thought Pocket would be comfortable around Peaches. I don't know why, I just did, but I never would have thought Peaches would have accepted Pocket like she does. I mean, they're tight. They eat together. It's absolutely amazing and heartwarming. And then the fact that a hardcore horse rancher told me that, I don't know, I just thought was pretty cool. Absolutely pretty cool. Because you know what? You two guys are pretty cool yourself, right, Peach? That's right. You just need an assistant, and you just the perfect one had never shown up until now. And here she is, your BFF. You know, since Pocket's been here, Peach's attitude has completely changed. She is so active. I have not seen her act like this. I think Pocket just gives her a little pep in her step, you know what I mean? I really do. I really, really, really do. So we cannot be more happy and grateful that Pocket is here. And I know Peaches is happy. And I know Pocket can't be more grateful that she's here as well. Right, Peach? That's right, girl. About to let little man out. And I think we're me and you are both leaning towards go ahead and start calling him a name.
You think?
I think so. And the name that it was during a live stream, and we were talking about names, and me and Brooke, you know, one just hasn't clicked. You know, usually when you get a name, it just clicks. You know, go, that's it. And when this person mentioned this one, me and Brooke were like, "Bo, that's it. That's it." And the name during the live stream that we both loved was Opie. And because, you know, Nuggets the Sheriff and Andy Griffin's son on Andy Griffin show's name was Opie. And yeah, we just like that. Opie.
Even though he's not Nugget's biological son,
Right.
I do believe Nugget will take him under his wing.
Yeah.
And act like he's
I agree.
his guidance or his daddy.
And so, yeah, we liked Opie. And then somebody sent us a message, or it may have been a comment, I can't remember. And they said, well, if you name little man Opie, then you have to name the female Silky that's with him Aunt B. And so that's what we think. We think that's absolutely perfect. We got Opie and Aunt B, and of course we got the sheriff. So I think Opie it is.
And his personality is really starting to show. Y'all are going to see this in just a minute.
Yes. So we like to put these guys up before we let Opie out. Peaches is not that big of a deal. She doesn't bother him. We're just a little unsure about Pocket because of her size and how fast Pocket can be.
And his Pocket's hay time anyway, so.
It is Pocket's hay time. And I don't think Pocket would intentionally hurt him.
No, but
she could just accidentally hurt him because she could step on him and that kind of thing.
And I'll open up this back area so when Pocket does finish her hay, she can go out there if she wants to walk around.
Right.
Peaches too.
Come on, girl. Come on, get your hay time. Because we measure out her hay for her. We don't want her to get too big, which can happen, especially with mini horses. What's going on, Slick? How you doing, partner? You got him?
I got him. Y'all are not going to believe how big he is.
Yeah, he is growing.
I mean, I've got his legs tucked up under him, which is the proper way to hold one.
Right.
But he is really, really grown. He's way faster, too.
Way faster,
okay,
too.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Ready? Wait. Okay, go. He said, you got to bring my friend, too. All right, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get Aunt B.
Hey, buddy. Gonna clean my shoes? Yeah. Hey, cleaning my shoes.
He cleaning your shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. He bites fingers, too. All right.
Here comes Aunt B.
Here's Aunt B. Do not fret. Come out here, baby.
So I don't think that our little mud hole over here is deep enough. But the other day we had this same old type weather, just so misty, humidity weather, and it just accumulated water over here. It didn't have any rain, actually. And y'all, this little fella right here, oh my goodness, did he put on a show.
He had a time.
Didn't he, though?
He had a time.
I mean, he cut up.
And he would get solid orange all over and run up to Aunt B. And Aunt B was like, I am perfect. Do not get me orange. And she did get a little orange on her, but you can see she's back to white.
Yeah.
Now, he's got a little bit of dirtiness on him, but I feel like he's too little for us to put a swimming pool in here yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Not because he'll drown, but because the temperature wouldn't be quite warm.
So when the sun's out, and it was out yesterday, we moved this kennel over here. So instead of going back in the barn, they can come and stay outside and get fresh air and sunshine for a little while too.
And the reason for that is because this is field fencing and the squares in it are about like that.
Yeah.
And while he may look bigger than those squares, he can squeeze himself through there. We don't want to leave him out here unattended or Aunt B.
Right.
So this kennel, the spacing is a lot smaller. We can leave him out here and be safe and secure. It's got a top on it. No hawks can get to him.
Right.
And then he gets to enjoy the sunshine with his friend Aunt Bee.
And too, we got a pasture camera right there too. We can watch and check on them as well, which we do quite regular.
And we haven't left him out here all day. It's
No.
just for a couple hours at
Yep.
a time because he does get quite tired. He's a baby. And it takes a lot out of him when he comes and takes in and sees new things and sights and sounds, and he's got to rest. Here comes Miss Peach on the other side of the fence.
Peach, you ever been talking to
Tater.
the mother-to-be?
Oh, goodness, look at him. I think he saw Bramble. Ugh. Yeah.
That little jump.
See, he lays back down.
Yeah.
And his head, he does his neck all kind of crazy ways. Here come Peachy.
Oh, goodness.
Look at her looking at him.
Oh, Boss Hog and Aunt Bee.
Hey, come here. Come here. He's gotten to where he likes to be petted on the top of his back. He's got to wind down a little bit first.
Yeah, because he comes in here wound up like a top.
Yeah, he wants to run, and then he comes and, wants to sit beside you and visit. So I'm going to put the tag where, wow.
They're usually like this, though.
That was a monster.
Yep.
So am I only cutting where these sprouts come out, or?
We want at least 3 eyes on each one. So I would say cut up, we could cut them in half.
That'd be like 20 potatoes.
20 potato plants.
20 potato plants.
Correct. So I would cut them in half or thirds.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut them up. These are our seed potatoes. And if you missed, we are growing 3 different varieties this year. Norland Red, which is your red potatoes. You like a roasting potato, or that's what I call it. What would you call it? Roasting potato?
I just call them red potatoes.
Red potatoes?
Like if I buy them from the store, that's what I call them. You surely cut this one into 2?
You can do, as long as you got 3 eyes. I don't care how you cut it.
Okay. Well, I just know that this is kind of big. It doesn't matter how big it is, though.
No.
It's going to grow.
Nope. And we're going to cut them because we want them to heal over. And so you could plant this. You could plant this.
You're just not going to have as many
this
plants.
is 1 potato. So this right now, we got 3 potato plants, potentially.
Because you cut it.
Right.
So healing over is like making a scab on it.
It's going to scab over. Or all this is going to dry out. This is going to dry out.
And you want it to dry out because
you don't, it can
it'll
rot. Yes. Potentially
I'm learning.
rot. Yep.
I'm learning as I help.
Now, there's some people that don't do it. Some people just plant them and not heal them over. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and they can grow successfully that way.
But you want to make sure that they're...
It's always better.
Okay.
We're growing Norland Reds, Yukon Golds, and this is a new one for me called Kennebec White. So this one's new.
How do you spell that? K.
Yep.
Kennebec.
Kennebec White.
But it won't take but a few minutes for us to get them
yes,
cut up. And how long does it typically take?
6 to 10 days.
For them to heal?
Yes.
And you'll know that it's done because it's just simply...
It's just dry.
Dried over.
It'll dry over.
And can anybody grow potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes are fairly easy. Potatoes' biggest enemy is too much moisture. They're right.
So, like this week, we've got a lot of rain coming.
Yes.
It wouldn't be good to plant them right before heavy rain, or that doesn't matter.
That
as
wouldn't
long as
matter because if your soil drains, you're fine.
Okay.
What matters is if you have
wet soil.
weak, yeah, and if your soil doesn't dry out, that's what you don't want.
Let me see how many I have here. I got 20. And I'm going to
Got
cut this one in half, so that's going to make 21. Now, you think just leave these bigger ones like this, since that's our goal is 20?
Yeah, I'd be fine.
Okay. All right, and we're just going to leave them upright like this so they can get air.
That's what you want to do. You're just going to let them
You don't turn them
heal
upside
over.
down.
No, I wouldn't turn them. I was not paying attention. I'm glad you said that because mine were all. Yeah, we want them to get air flow to them and heal over.
Okay. And we'll keep we can see the skin, but as it dries, we probably won't be able to tell
Right.
what's what as easy.
And since these are seed potatoes, you will get one that has a bad spot in it. Just cut it out.
Okay.
It's not going to just cut it on out.
Could you use a grocery store potato?
Yep.
You can? Okay.
Yep. These are just potatoes that grow well in our area.
Well, I got some sweet potatoes that have started to
different now.
sprout.
That's different than these. Yep. Sweet potatoes is a different animal. You don't grow them the same. You grow them from slips.
So
Totally
if I
different
planted
growing
that sweet
habit.
potato cut up, it's probably not going to produce like these would.
And it's the wrong time of the year to plant sweet potatoes.
Right.
That one's bad. All right, so boom. I'm going to put Yukon Go with mine.
Okay.
You got that one, that one. So we'll say this spot here for our Kennebec whites. So we didn't need this one. We thought we would.
That's okay.
I usually overdo it on potatoes. I usually overdo it on everything. And so this year is my year that I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not planting too much stuff, which is easy to do. To me, that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, and me included, is the old saying, your eyes is bigger than your stomach. Well, you get all happy, it's, garden time, and we don't need 60 variety of tomatoes.
No, and we also don't need 300 potatoes.
We don't need 300 potatoes. We don't need 400 tomato plants. I don't need 600 okras. I just don't. It becomes overwhelming, and next thing you know,
you can't handle it.
You can't handle it. Then you quit. So this year is not the year. I'm not going to do that. That's one of the biggest mistake I think gardeners make is they just overdo it. Because at this stage, it doesn't look like it's that much work.
Right. Now, Hoss sent you this as a kit.
This is the Hoss subscription kit. They got 3 levels.
It came with that fertilizer?
Came with the fertilizer. It came with instructions. It came with a recipe, and it came with these potatoes. Depending on what level you get, depends on how much stuff you get, and it will be all year long, so it's every single month. They're going to send you exactly what you need for that month. So this February is the month we start planting potatoes. So that's why they send us our potatoes.
So it takes the thinking out of gardening.
Yes. So if you're a beginner gardener, or if you're like me, sometimes you just get too much going on and you forget stuff.
All right. So will you add a link that anybody's interested in the Hoss stuff, they can find it? Because, I'm usually the one that will try to find it, and I don't know where to go. So if you'll include that for people that are interested in the Hoss subscription.
Definitely will do that.
Okay, good deal. All right, so I'm going to start over here, and I'll just hand them over.
Okay.
Well, these are a good bit bigger. Does that mean that
This one is this is straight up big from my research.
This is like a baking potato?
This is a big baking potato.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Holly, get that one, wouldn't you, girl?
See how many you got so far. Because we might want to cut some of these in half again.
All right, so we got 2, 16, 17.
Cut one in half. And then I'm going to cut this one in half, and that'll give us 21. How about that?
That'll work. I didn't even count these. 2, 4, 18, 19. That's good.
You got to cut one in half. It's got to be 21.
Okay.
I don't consider myself to have OCD.
All right, so there we go.
That was easy enough.
6 to 10 days. We'll, after this rain passes,
Get the plot ready?
we'll have to get the plot ready. We're going to do it where the cover crop is. And go ahead and get that ready.
So we're just gonna till where the cover crop is?
Yeah.
We're not gonna worry about tarping it.
No,
How do you keep the cover crop from coming back?
it won't come back.
It won't?
Especially when it gets hot, it'll die.
Okay. Huh.
Yep.
Had a neighbor today stop and said, boy, that's some good looking turnips you got out there. I said, well, it's a cover crop. And he said, them turnips make a good cover crop.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
I told him it was a menagerie
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know what else it was besides turnips.
And we won't kill the whole thing off. We'll just do enough to do these potatoes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we'll use the other part for something else.
For the spring and summer
So
garden.
leave that part of the cover crop, just use what we...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that'll be easy.
That's what we'll do.
And then you got to make your heels, right?
Yes.
And you'll tell people how you do that when it comes time?
When it comes to planting, because potatoes are different. We want to keep mounding the dirt on them.
And they make that pretty green foliage like a potato plant that you buy.
Yep. When it starts coming up, you're going to throw the dirt on them. And then
keep
you cover
hilling it up.
that green up.
All right. So if y'all hadn't ever tried to plant potatoes, it sounds pretty easy.
Yep.
We've grown them before. I've helped him cut potatoes up, but it's been a minute.
We grew when we first got here, but
We had too much going
had too
on.
much growing on, messed around, and they rotted on me.
And this year we're not going to let that happen.
Well, y'all, it is still nasty and dreary outside. It is. Ugh. But we are so happy you guys got to hang out with us today. We certainly enjoyed you guys' as company today. Absolutely. And hopefully it'll clear up directly. I don't know, we got a lot of rain coming this week. A lot of rain. But we need it. We absolutely need it. But in the meantime, hope y'all have the best day ever today. And as always, y'all be good.